29. Job 29, we're back. Thank you for joining and continuing. We're going to be reading Job 29. Job's got more to say. Here we go. Job again took up his discourse and said, "Oh, that I were as in the months gone by, as in the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone over my head, and by his light I walked through darkness, as I was in the prime of my days, when the friendship of God was over my tent, when the Almighty was yet with me, and my children were around me, when my steps were bathed in butter, and the rock poured out for me streams of oil. When I went out of the gate of the city, when I took my seat in the square, when young men saw me and hid themselves, and the old men arose and stood, the princes stopped talking and put their hands over their mouth. The voice of the nobles was hushed, and their tongues stuck to their palate. For when the ear heard, it called me blessed, and when the eye saw, it gave witness of me. Because I delivered the poor who cried for help, and the orphan who had no helper. The blessing of the one ready to perish came upon me, and I made the widow's heart sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My justice was like a robe and a turban. I was eyes to the blind and feet to the lame. I was a father to the needy, and I investigated the case which I did not know. I broke the jaws of the wicked. I snatched the prey from his teeth. Then I thought, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. My root is spread out to the waters, and dew lies all night on my branch. My glory is ever new with me, and my bow is renewed in my hand. To me they listened and waited, and kept silent for my counsel. After my words they did not speak again, and my speech dropped on them. They waited for me as for the rain, and opened their mouth as for the spring rain. I smiled on them when they did not believe, and the light of my face they did not cast down. I chose a way for them, and sat as chief, and dwelt as a king among the troops, as one who comforted the mourners. Job apparently was the man. Apparently he was all that in a bag of chips, and he knows it. And he knows it. And he's like, man, I wish I could go back to that. Those better times. It's better times. I wasn't literally skin falling off with boils and all this sort of thing. And then in the next chapter, he's going to juxtapose that with where he's at now. So, again, short one. And really, the takeaway for this, it's nothing too crazy, but it's that the good works and the blessings from God, this is not a binding contract. God is not bound to behave a certain way because of your actions. And he's, again, this is the whole point of Job. That God is more powerful and more righteous, even at your peak righteousness and all the good you think you're doing and all that. God is so much more righteous, and he is holy, holy, holy. He is not limited or bound or subject to any terms and agreements. He has made none. He does as he pleases. Now, he chooses to do good. Always. And he works all things together for good. So even the bad that happens, he still works together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. But it's his purpose. So if his purpose is to make an example out of you, he will do that. If his purpose is to make you suffer so that his glory may be magnified, he will do that. He does whatever he wants. It's just the way that it is. So, that's the point. It's to illustrate just how peak Job's life was and his power and prestige was and how low he's been brought. And he's still not letting go. He's still not forsaking God and saying, you know what? I did all this. And then I lost it all. And now, I'm walking away. As so many people do. They have the mountaintop experience and then they hit the valley and they go, but I did all these things. You owe me. I thought I do good, you do good. He says, no. You do good no matter what. Period. You do good whether you see what I'm doing or not. Period. You're bound to obey no matter what. I'm not bound to bless you no matter what. I'm not bound to bless you because you do good things. I'm not required to do anything, but you're required to obey. We're not equals with God. We're not equals. We're not worthy of his blessing even in our righteousness. But we'll get to that. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Read your Bible.